In today's Money Watch, we're talking about what else? You heard it there in that song, summer jobs for high school and college students. The overall job market has steadied a bit, but still remains touchy for young workers. The overall unemployment rate for April is 4.3%, but the teen rate is much higher at 14.4%. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger is here with all of her advice for these young workers. Jill, good morning. So is that teen unemployment rate high? I mean,
it's a little bit elevated, and part of this has to do with the fact that we are seeing a higher unemployment rate for college graduates who are young, like 22 to 27, and recent grads who don't have jobs. They're trying to take these jobs for the teenagers would you normally have. So you know what the old saying is, something flows downstream. And the reason that we're seeing a lot of pressure on teenagers this summer is that there is more competition.
There is more competition, but I feel like I have to go home and tell my 3 teenagers, good job, they already have jobs lined up.
That's amazing.
2 of them are popular jobs, lifeguarding, and then one's working in retail. I know my college student is going to want to think about an internship next summer. What is your view on internships versus paid jobs?
Well, first of all, you're right. Your kids got it right. Lifeguard and retail and working at a concession. These are like the very popular jobs that we see. But I also want to say that if your kid is good at something like tutoring, it's great to do. Coaching has been great. But if you're thinking about an internship versus a paid position, first of all, nowadays you have to pay interns. It used to be in the old school, that would be me, where you would be like free labor, but they can't do that anymore.
Kids rose up.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the thing. Most people can't afford not to make as much money as possible during the summer. They really can't. But if you are looking at an internship, maybe it is worth taking a little bit less money in exchange for getting your foot in the door in a place where you want to be, or to experience something. And so I think that is the important criteria. It's just don't take an internship, oh, it's going to look good for my college application. That's not good. Do something you really think you want to do and get a taste of it, then it can make sense.
It's so true. Every single job I have had started with an internship.
Oh, so there you go.
It's true. So what about things that kids might not be thinking about, that adults think about, like taxes?
Oh, yes. Okay, so if your kid is working in a place that provides a W-2, like it's basically like you're an employee, no problem, you'll get that tax document. But most of these young folks are working 1099 jobs, meaning you'll get a little slip of paper, and they're going to have to set aside some of their money to pay the taxes next April. It's a great opportunity to explain why, in fact, the tax system exists and why your paycheck might be smaller than you thought. And it's a really perfect opportunity to just kind of remind yourself about taxes and who has to pay what. Because if you're a W-2 employee and you don't get a 1099, this might be a little bit odd to you, but it's great to actually keep track of it.
So how can parents help their kids calculate how much to put aside if they have one of those 1099 jobs?
It's very easy. Just say 20%.
Okay.
Take 20%, set it aside. I'm sure it'll be too much, no problem. But as we're talking about setting aside, this is also the moment where you can establish an automatic savings habit.
Yes.
Saving is such a great premise as you start that first job. So you say, okay, I'm going to take 10% of what I earn. I'm going to pop it into a savings account, a high-yield savings account. That's great. And this is a perfect way to say to people, to the young people, like, hey, you know, you might have an expense during the year. This is a good place to put it. When you start adding in retirement, I think this is the really tough hurdle, because you're going to say to a 16 or 19-year-old, I want you to save for 40 years in the future. You ready to sell it with me?
Wait, you want teens to save for retirement?
Yes,
Especially
and here's why.
when they want to go to Starbucks.
Exactly.
And they want to take that paycheck and go spend it.
But here's why I think it's so fascinating. We know that when people get in the habit of saving, they keep doing it. So if you say to your kid, 10% into the high yield savings account, and now we're going to put another 10% into a Roth IRA. You have to have earned income. But even if you are 16, 17, 18 years old, you can open up a custodial Roth account. Maybe the way you get to put that money away, you say, hey, a little bit of money today, Mom and Dad are going to match it a little bit. You start explaining the matching concept,
Incentive.
and it will grow. Here's I think the best way to show kids just how powerful this is, because I'm a nerd, is you say, hey, if I put $1,000 into this Roth account right now and you're 16 years old, guess how much it'll be worth when you're 60? Would you like a guess? I'll tell you. 20 grand.
Wow.
That's 20 grand.
Wow.
So you say, this is delayed gratification. this is how it works. You'll be able to teach them a little bit about investing. It's such a great opportunity.
Okay, so I want to teach my little kids. I have a 4-year-old about the importance of saving, but then also talking to her about money feels a little icky. When is it the right time to start giving her maybe a little $5 allowance for the week and then teaching her one of those dollars needs to go into the piggy bank?
One of the things that's kind of fascinating is a lot of money habits get formed by the time kids are 7.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a good time to do it. I'm not saying an allowance, but the value of money, what money can buy, and the idea of waiting for something for a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old is a very good concept to introduce. There's a website called Money As You Grow. It's part of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. It actually still is up there. It helps people understand how to talk to kids about money and when to introduce certain concepts.
Good job, Mom, thinking early.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Sometimes she wants to buy something. I'm like, do you have any money? She's like, no. But at least she knows what money is. And then my son tries to tap the credit card. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm afraid of monsters. If you, like me, have more questions about your financial life, you can email Jill at askjill@cbs.com. We share her, guys, so she can answer your question on an upcoming segment. And you can hear more advice on her podcast, my favorite. It's called Money Watch with Jill Schlesinger. New episodes drop every Saturday and Sunday.